in a nutshell, a category head in a fashion business is somebody who keeps the whole team together and keeps the company's objectives, the business's objectives in center stage, in center spotlight, and makes sure that every department is aligned to the company objectives that have been framed. But a category manager or a category head or a business head, what they do is basically they bring everything together. So whether it's uh, it's a bit of in the fashion space, it's a bit of a passing the parcel. It goes from designs to raw materials to finished garments to warehouses. The garments go to warehouses, then they go to the retail stores, or they go to the online warehouse, store warehouse. Then they go to the customer, and then the returns happen. So basically, this job is typically done by various departments. There's design, there's marketing, there's merchandising, there's production, there's sales operations, etc. So a category head is not a particular department person. He's the business centric person who makes sure that all the timelines are met, quality of the job is done, the costs are in place as per the plan that has been set by the top management of the company. One path could be the typical science and engineering, and then from engineering move into management, where you start to learn, and then technology being such a big pillar in this era. And the other part is the commerce part, where you understand money spent versus money earned, expenses deducted, and profit gained or opportunities in commerce. So the commerce part is more of a business minded part. If you're confident with the dhanda that we say, it depends on also your background. It depends on your background quite a lot. I think because a lot of young adults today are influenced by the background they come from, depends on the family, etc., the educational background, etc. So, well, to answer your question, that's what it is. You can go the science part, you can go the business commerce part. But one thing is important, specifically if I talk about category head, it's more of a general manager position. And when you say general manager, it's basically one thing you need to have is team skills. Science and commerce both are the relevant parts. There's an institute called the NIFT, the National Institute of Fashion Technology, which basically gives the opportunity to students post 12th to enter a creative field. From a creative artistic point of view, even that is one route where you can become a designer. From there on, you can go to the other side of the table and you become a buyer, and then you get into a category manager, and then you become a category head. So that is one pathway. From a commerce point of view, you can do a bachelor's in business administration and advertisement, or you can do a BMS, bachelor's in business management and strategy, or BMS basically. Institutes. One of the main institutes is NIFT. They have an internship program sandwiched within their second and third year already. There's a thing called cross-functional collaboration. There is a term, you will see it on a lot of CVs in the future, and you will see a lot of people talk about. So it's typically communication skills, it's interpersonal skills, but it's also understanding how the different functions of a company work, and the ability to have your communication skills applied across functions, and making sure that everything is aligned as per the objective of the company that has been planned. So number one, like I said to you, is the team building, communication, interpersonal, and the ability to interact across functions, across departments. It's a personality thing. You need to be kind of an extrovert. You need to be very comfortable, and with your knowledge about how the company, your ideals need to be very strong. So when basically a typical day would be interacting with multiple teams of different departments, and so there is usually a calendar which is set that, okay, as a company, in the 6 months we are going to make so many designs, we're going to make so many bulk products, we're going to be doing client presentations, we're gonna meet different clients like you might know Shopper Stop and Lifestyle. So these are basically your retailers. They are your clients to your brand. And we do reviews as to what management goals are we reaching in terms of what are the revenues that we plan, what are the profits that we thought, how are the products selling, what is not selling. So it's basically on a regular day. It's we have a calendar of 6 months that as a company we have to achieve this milestone in this department as of this month. So every department has a milestone wise calendar. And typically what I do on a daily basis is that I join that department and I take a review. I try to support them, what support they need from some other department or from the top management, from the lower sales staff. So it's about connecting the dots. It's about connecting each team and meeting them regularly and trying to see where are we today as per our planned objective, as per our calendar of activities. And if there's any hiccups or if there are any roadblocks, if some team or department is performing slowly, then making sure that they have the support that is needed. Either it's a finance related support, whether it's a management guidance related support, whether it's a product team needs sales team support, a sales team needs product team supports. Both these teams need marketing team support. So it's about meeting each of them, having regular meetings, and of course the main thing is discussing about fashion, discussing designs, discussing design ideas, design graphic ideas, what themes we want to have in the future. One of the challenges I would say is that today people do not today young people or even anybody, they like a good work life balance. They want their work to get over in 8 hours or maybe even lesser, right? But if there is a fashion show that's going to happen, your brand, you, and it's a launch, and 2 days before the launch, 3 days before the launch, the industry is very, very relentless. You need to make sure the models are going to be on that fashion show with the outfits, wearing it correctly. So behind the scenes, there's a lot of chaos that happens. And when that chaos happens, everyone is working to make sure that the fashion show goes on time and it does well. So in that, your personal sacrifices and your personal challenges of your routine, your of your principles that I want to work 8 hours a day, etc. That kind of goes for a toss. It's not that closed. The industry is not that closed. You can be an engineer and lead a company like Myntra. So, what I've noticed, maybe there are these myths that, only if you go down this path, you can reach here. But I kind of believe that it's not true because the world is opened up. You can be a design student and move into buying and category management in your career while working, and you can then become the CEO of a company as well. So if I talk about category head, uh, you become a category head after 6 to 8 years in your career. You can't be in 0 to 2 years of your career and applying for a category head role because it's a minimum 6 to 8 year requirement. So if I talk about the junior levels in the same trajectory, so it could be an assistant buyer or assistant buyer or buying. See, there are companies where it is very demanding. There are companies where it's good as well. Uh, the answer is technology-driven companies who have understood that the technology pillar is very, very important in our foundation growth ahead. For them, a lot of work can be done by the technology and the manual work is reduced. So if you have 0 to 2 years of experience, your income can be offered to you anywhere between 35,000 rupees per month to 50,000 rupees per month. And if you have, say, about 2+ years experience, that's about 50 to 60,000 rupees a month. You can expect. This is when you're starting into your career. That's 20 average. If you're 23, right? If you're starting at 21, assuming that you did school plus 2 years plus 3 years, or when it comes to maybe say a 6 to 8 year experience person, you can target 10 to 15, 10 to 13, 10 to 14 lakhs a month, a year, sorry. 10 to 14 lakhs a year is something that, again, if you're 10 plus years, then you should be aiming at say about between 25 to 50.